the headphones. Okay, so I'm starting like a minute-ish early, partly because I wanted to talk a little. So I might be talking before people show up, which is fine. I did want to comment, want to talk a little. Should I talk here? I'll talk here. Hi. I wanted to chat just for a minute. Just wanted to say thanks to whoever does tune in for these visual novels. I know it's not like a action-packed, exciting kind of gaming experience compared to like fighting game shooters, role-playing, although I did start a role-playing game, a RPG Maker game, but I know visual novels are much more mellow. I feel like there's still an audience for that. I really like visual novels. I like listening to stories, and I don't think I've mentioned, if I have, I only briefly mentioned in passing, but I am interested pursuing audiobooks, and I have one riveting audiobook under my belt. It's a manual. It's like, here's how to use your device. Here are tips and tricks if your device isn't working. Here are third-party resources you could use with your device. So I got that audiobook under my belt, but I do want to pursue more like narrative pieces, like storytelling pieces, and doing these streams has been a huge confidence booster. I genuinely feel doing these streams has enhanced my reading skills and audiobook audition skills. I used to get rejection emails within like a day of auditioning. Recently, I actually have been going much longer periods before I hear back. There's even some auditions I've sent a little while back that I still haven't heard back from. I'd like to think that means I'm being considered longer than I used to, and I feel like the more practice I get doing streams like this, the more it helps. So thanks for those who tune in. Just knowing that a few people tune in here and there, this means a lot, knowing that there are people out there who, even if I'm narrating in the background as you do work, the fact that you would allow me to grace your audioscape, I really appreciate that. So, as I usually do when I start Highway Blossoms, I check if there's new Marina thoughts. I'm still not sure what these pluses mean, but last I checked it still said the same thing. Yeah, I don't think this changed. Yeah, these haven't changed. I don't know why there's like a +1, +2, but let's see. I don't believe I read for the buffet they had at Las Vegas. If I did, I'm doing it again. So, chicken tenders. These are what Tess was eating when we ran into her in Moab. Okay, it's a little before the Las Vegas trip. There were so many of them. I bet that Mariah ordered a large size just so she can steal some. Mariah ate like an entire, I remember this one, she ate like an entire cow, and I'm pretty sure that still wasn't enough because I saw her picking at Tess's tendies too. I do remember that one. Let's see, this I believe is the buffet from Las Vegas. Later on, Amber told me that she covered all her food groups in this meal: steak, chicken, pork, seafood, and everything else. Might be repeats, whatever. They're cute anyway. My heart skipped 2 whole beats when Amber asked me to go to the festival with her. It was the first time I really felt like her girlfriend. Everything in the motorhome moves around so much when we're driving, so I glued Velcro on the bottom of this to keep it from sliding off the shelf. My heart would be so sad if it broke. Okay, I do remember that one actually. We'll do the last 3, just in case I didn't get these. Amber got these for me our first time in Vegas. They ended up melting together, so we just had a big chain of gummies. We ended up making a kissing game out of it, but I think it would have worked better with spaghetti. Amber was right. This is totally my jam. Speaking of jam, this would be amazing with strawberry jelly on top. And lastly, Amber got this at the same place where I got the pancakes. She might make fun of me, but at least I didn't order half the menu. All right. Return. There's still so many left we haven't done yet. Alright, we're gonna pick up where we last were. So Amber feeling kind of guilty, feeling like she's the only one benefiting from her relationship with, I almost said Mariah, I always confuse their name. Oh my god, Marina. Basically told Marina, go home, I bought your bus ticket, and then left her very sad and crying in the hotel. And then Amber kind of moping around bumps into Mariah's motorhome and has drinks with her. And Mariah's like, get over it. You have it good. Like, you have no reason to break up. Like, she's basically like, you're being a little too sensitive about it. She was harsh with her words in a way that I think Amber needed to hear. So the next morning, or not the next morning, was it the next morning? I think this is the next morning. I think this is early the next morning. Let's backtrack just a little bit. Just a little further back.
Dumbass.
Okay, I don't think this is the next morning. I think that's like the end of their conversation. Mariah's passing out after drinking a lot. Nothing she says burns anymore. Now it only stings with the acidity of truth. Getting over it. Letting Marina in. Really letting her in. It's just not that easy. It's never been that easy. But if I don't... Putting my hand on my thigh, I squeeze the outline of the cassette. Mariah raises out her beer and grunts. Sighing, oh my gosh, she's still awake. Sighing, I raise up mine and we clink them together.
Jerk-ass.
Okay, so this is just the middle of the night after their drinks. Although now this implies the next morning. Massaging the drunk away, I nurse my head as it pounds in rhythm with my heartbeat. The table has become a stockpile of empty promises and broken dreams, foundationed beneath with emptier bottles. Mariah is still at my side, slumped over and passed out. She might be a super heavyweight, but I just decided to stick around and keep an eye on her. Sorry to go on a tangent so early in the stream. This just reminds me, not too long ago, my family had like a small, safe gathering, and there were drinks. My uncle makes pretty good drinks. Like, I don't drink much, but when my uncle's making stuff, I'm happy to take his offer because I do particularly like the stuff he makes. And he's very generous. I don't even know if you'd call it generous. He's just like, oh, you want one drink? And my mom stops him and she's like, no, give Ketzel half a drink. She's a lightweight. I'm like, thanks, Mom. You've hardly seen me drink, but I mean, I guess I am, but like, it's not like I was going to drive or anything. I don't know if he did give me a half drink. I think he might have given me a full drink anyway, but I'm like, thanks, Mom, looking out for me. Anyhow, Mariah is apparently a heavyweight, but Amber decided to stick around to keep an eye on her anyway because she's a good person. Soon, Joe and Tess will be back and they can take care of the rest. I watch the slight movements of her chest as she breathes in and out. Seeing her so quiet is eerie. It's hard to believe there's still a person underneath all that yelling and obsessiveness. But there she is. People use other people all the time. That's what makes them family. It sounds gross and awful, but those words have been echoing inside me since she said them. I used Marina to cope. There's no denying that. But Mariah said that Marina used me to find the treasure. If that's true, then why don't I feel used? Why did I always feel genuinely wanted by her? She relied on me. Is that using? That's all I ever wanted her to feel like she could do. Her trust was the most important thing to me. But no matter how much I wanted it, I knew I didn't deserve it because I felt like I was betraying Gramps and would just drag her down with me. What about her, though? Marina was furious when I left, but she wanted to understand. She wanted to help. I wanted her to rely on me, but maybe she wanted me to rely on her, too. Reaching into my pocket, I pull out the cassette and hold it in the palm of my hand. The sight of the ribbon all torn and tangled doesn't choke me up or ignite a bitter explosion of anger like earlier. All it does is serve as a numbing reminder of all my regrets. Her wording was off, but Mariah was right. I never let myself rely on Marina. From the very start, I always treated her like a kid and never as an equal. No wonder she got upset. She wanted to do as much for me as I was doing for her, but I would never let her in long enough for that to happen. Of course she wouldn't say no if I made a move. It was the only opportunity she had. If I go back as I am now, things will never get better. I'll just keep treating Marina like a kid, never letting her in, and she'll just smile and bear it until she explodes, like earlier. I know what I have to do, and yet it feels more like a betrayal thing than anything else I've done this far. But if I don't do it, then I can never truly hope to do right by Marina. I stagger to my feet. Turning around, I take one last look at Mariah before deciding to take off her bandana and lay her out on her side.
In another life, maybe you would be my type.
Okay, small tangent, just want to point that out. I think it was like a health class or something I learned this. If someone's like really drunk, granted, Mariah seems like she can hold her liquor, but if someone's really drunk, if there's even the remotest chance that they might throw up, you should always put them on their side, so gross as it is, it can fall out, they can safely breathe, because if they're on their stomach and throw up, they can actually choke on their own vomit, which is really gross and a really messed up way to die. So I learned this in a health class. I appreciate that Amber did this just now. She's like, you drink a lot, I'm gonna put you on your side. Maybe to make her more comfortable, but it's also a safety thing. So that was a very thoughtful gesture on Amber's part. Then I walk to the door, take a breath, and step outside. The night sky is deep and clear, embedded with a rich blue draped behind the glow of the constellations. Its light is all that guides me as I sludge my way through the thickness of the sand, wandering from Mariah's RV to a destination of nowhere. Finally, I've gone far enough where the haze of the city lights can't be seen and where the distance of the motorhome can't be gauged. I'm alone. For the first time, I'm truly alone. Free from the treasure, free from the festival, free from the responsibility, free from even Marina. Sitting down, I sink into the sand and look at the stars.
Remember that time in Wyoming? When we camped out on the Great Plains? The whole sleeping under the stars thing seemed like the coolest idea ever to little me. You were so excited to teach me about the constellations. Didn't matter that you sucked at astronomy, you just kept mislabeling them. I made sure to read up on them later, by the way. That was the Big Dipper, not Hal's guitar. But that's okay. I still got a kick out of it. Besides, that's not the type of thing I expected to learn from you anyway. What I really remember from that trip was the s'mores. Pretty sure you only liked them burned because you were so old. Really stuck with me, though. Can't have s'mores any other way now. I think I may have converted someone else to the burned side, too. She has a huge sweet tooth, though, so I shouldn't be too surprised. Still, it made me really happy when she said she liked it.
I stare down and pet the cassette, feeling my thumbs over its holes and brown blotches and stains.
I think you'd like her a lot. She's a sweetheart. Always cheery and nice, even when she really shouldn't. Don't know how she does it, but she can somehow deal with me and my moods. This is her first time ever leaving home, and it shows. I worry about her a lot. Kinda like how I worried about you. Kinda like how I still do.
A tear drips onto the cassette. I didn't even notice it trail down my cheek, or the rest.
Maybe I got attached too easily and really did use her. But I don't want to leave. I love her so much. And I want to prove I'm worth loving too. Would you hate me? Would I be letting you down if I decided to be happy instead?
I gaze back up at the sky through my blurry vision. The stars don't answer back, they just keep twinkling. I lower my head. The cassette feels like lifeless, dead weight in my palm. My breath shakes and the next words slip out in a whimper.
I'm sorry.
I dig my fingers into the ground, scraping away the sand as sharp grains nudge between my nails. A shallow hole forms, a pile of dirt laying next to it. I can barely stomach looking at the cassette as I lay it down in its grave. I glance away as I slide the dirt back over the hole. When I look back, a corner of it still sticks out, only partially buried. It's reaching out, grasping for me. I cover my eyes and pinch away the tears. It's still there. It will always be there, but now I don't have to acknowledge it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was, like, kind of depressing. Very thoughtful, though. Drenched in sweat, I gasped to life and hacked the sand out of my mouth. Memories from the night before start flooding back as I choke down a lump in my throat. The desert, the tape, the stars.
Marina!
My head snaps to the sky. The sun is already a quarter of a way down with its cycle. Soon, if it already hasn't, the taxi will pick up Marina, and I'll never see her again. All because I couldn't let myself trust Marina.
Damn it!
I slam my fist down, kicking up a pitiful plume of sand. Even if I ran, I'd never be able to make it in time. If only I had the motorhome. Wait.
Mariah!
There's a chance they still might be camped out nearby. Wiping the tears from my eyes, I spring to my feet and sprint in the direction of their motorhome, leaving the half-buried cassette behind me. Please still be there. Please still be there. Sure enough, it's right where it was last night. I run up and pound on the door, knocking harder and louder until someone answers. Looking up with wide eyes, Tess opens the door and stares at me.
Tess! Is Mariah here?
Amber?
Joe slinks off the couch and joins Tess at the door.
Sheesh, you're a wreck. Everything okay?
Quick, the time!
Huh?
The time! What time is it?
He looks to the invisible watch on his wrist, then switches between all the walls before Tess digs around in her shorts and hands him a chained pocket watch.
10 o'clock, apparently.
He turns to Tess.
When did you start carrying this around?
Why the hell's it so freaking loud?
Oh my god. A bottle comes hurtling towards Joe, but he ducks at the last second, letting it shatter across the wall.
Oh yeah, she smashed the last one.
15 minutes. There's still time.
Whoa, slow down a sec. Time for what?
I know this is short notice, but I need a ride.
A ride? Now?
I said shut the hell up!
Another bottle comes flying towards him, but this time Tess hops and, oh my god, snatches it out of the air. Yikes. It's impressive, but a little unsettling. He looks across the room, then back to me.
Now's probably not the best time.
Sis's hangovers are lethal.
No! We need to leave now! Do you not remember what I said I'd do with the jumper cables the next time you...
Nursing her forehead and lifting up another bottle, Mariah stomps over, only to freeze once she sees me.
Mariah, I need a ride. Please. You were right. I made a big mistake, and if I'm not back at our hotel in 15, I'll never see Marina again.
The motorhome falls silent, all eyes on Mariah. Her face is blank, unreadable, compared to all the crazy-looking scowl she usually wears. Finally, she speaks.
All right, let her in.
I'm really sorry, but you know how she... Wait. For real?
Mariah closes her eyes and takes a deep, long breath.
Before I change my mind...
Joe and Tess shoot each other surprised glances, then shrug.
Well, what do you know? Miracles actually do happen.
The desert heat has thawed her icy heart.
Yeah, just shut up and get ready.
I hop in. Oh my god, they're so fast. I hop in. The other two scurry around and batten down the hatches, strapping shut all the cupboards and shelves. Grabbing her bandana, Mariah ties it around her head while I shuffle around and try to spit out a thank you.
So, I should probably...
We're all set. I'll take the wheel.
Joe rushes past us with the keys, but Mariah trips him and snags them from his hand.
No way! You drive like an old man. I'll drive.
No, I drive like a normal person. You just happen to drive like a maniac. Besides, you're hungover.
It'll be fine. Come on.
They both dart over to the front seats, and the RV roars to life.
Tess, hair of the dog.
Tess nods and turns to the fridge, grabbing a bottle that looks a lot like the ones from last night, except this one has a picture of the devil on it. She tosses it over to her sister, who showcases the same catching talent as her.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Slamming the bottle in the cup holder, Mariah sticks her head out the window and backs up the motorhome. Joe shakes his head, replacing the devil's brew with the nearby water bottle while she isn't looking.
You're going to need to hang on tight, by the way.
Huh? Why?
My question is immediately answered as I'm flung against the couch. Tessa's small frame crashes into me.
It doesn't hurt as much if you relax your muscles.
So unsettling. The RV speeds forward, the license plate wind chime dings in chaotic disunion as the bottles and cans roll across the floor, clanging together whenever they meet. Even the table is seesawing back and forth. I look out the window. Mariah flies onto the road, cutting off an entire lane of cars. God. Tess just bounces. The RV hits... Oh my god, Tess is distracting me too much. The RV hits the ground and bounces. I manage to keep my head from bashing the cot above me, but Tess lets herself get tossed around, rolling across the floor with the trash. I don't know if Tess is having fun or if Tess is like, yeah, it's easier this way.
So where exactly am I going?
The hotel downtown. You'd have to be stupid to miss it.
Remember who you're talking to here.
Hotel? You didn't spend any of my treasure on that, did you?
Mariah glares back at me, oblivious to everything on the other side of the windshield.
I might have used a nugget to bribe the manager.
What? I'll kill you!
Save the cat fight for later. There are more important things to focus on right now, like the road!
The road will always be there, Joe. My treasure won't.
Treasure or our lives?
I think everyone here already knows the answer to that one.
I had Tess do the math. The treasure's worth more than any of you. Watch out!
A big rig comes speeding towards us, blasting its deafening horn. At the last second, Mariah swerves back into her lane as the truck barrels past us. The motorhome hits a bump and bounces up again. Unprepared, poor Joe's head hits the ceiling, knocking the lights from his eyes. If I squint hard enough, I can even see his soul drifting away from his body.
Sis, I think Joey's dead.
About damn time! He was getting annoying.
Tess salutes her fallen comrade. It's always the sane ones who die first. We zoom past the town's welcoming center. It's not far at all now.
Tess, what time is it?
10:12.
I grit my teeth and glare out the window. Please still be there. Downtown comes into view, and the strip of familiar... Oh my god. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The neighbors were cutting down a tree that overlooks both of our properties, and I wasn't expecting the tree trimmers to actually kind of clean up the front door area. Oh man, you might hear it. So I'll try to summarize. So our neighbor's tree hangs over both of our properties. It was really windy a few days ago, and a decent chunk of the tree just cracked off in the windstorm, to the point that we realized, like, if it's even just half as windy again, like, more chunks might fall off just because of the angle that cracked off the top of the tree. So the neighbors called tree trimmers, and they just came today to trim it. And I didn't realize they were going to help clean the debris away from my front door, at least a little bit, although actually I think they just blew a pile. I don't know what they did. I still probably have to clean up later. But if you hear some rumbling noises, it's the tree trimmers outside. All right, downtown comes into view. The strip of familiar stores and restaurants start forming. Mariah races down the street, ignoring all traffic lights and pedestrians as people leap out of the way and cars break into other lanes.
We're almost there. Get ready!
The hotel looms just up ahead. Through the windshield, I can see Marina holding onto a small suitcase as she prepares to step into the cab. I leap to the door and swing it open. Wind rushes through my hair. The motorhome is slowing down, but I don't care.
The hell are you doing?
I launch myself onto the street, tumbling across the burning concrete as the road tears against my skin. Immediately, I spring back up and dart towards Marina. That is a fast recovery. There's a lot of adrenaline going through her right now. Mariah screeches to a halt in the middle of the street, blocking anyone from driving through. The three of them hop out, Joe clutching his head as he stumbles out the door.
Amber?
Before she can get another word, I grab her by the waist and throw my lips against her. She pulls herself away and glares at me through her puffy, red eyes. I plant my hands on her shoulders and steady myself as tears stream down my face.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Marina freezes, then she slowly softens from a glare to a strain. I catch a lump building in her throat too.
I thought you weren't coming back. I know. I was such a bitch. I didn't mean any of it. I love you so much. I just didn't want to hurt you.
What? How could you ever hurt me?
I was scared.
The tears don't stop. The crying gets louder.
I was afraid I was using you because I didn't have grips anymore. I lost my family. I always wanted to help you, but I think I might be the one who really needs help.
Marina can't hold it back any longer and starts bawling in my arms, hugging me as tight as she possibly can.
Dummy, I'm your new family. I don't care if you use me. I love you.
I love you too.
This time, we both move in for the kiss. Two blubbering idiots trying to prove just how much the other means. I'm not sure if it's her tears I'm tasting or mine, but I can still make out the soft sweetness of her lips regardless. It's funny. This entire time, I thought I was the nucleus of it all. That I was the one helping her or using her. But as cheesy as it sounds, I think Marina has always been the one helping me. From the very beginning. Through the kissing, I catch a glimpse of the trio, Joe covering Tess's eyes as he slips Mariah a bill. We manage to compose ourselves enough to pull each other away, but we never let go of the other's hand. Rolling her eyes, yes, plural, Mariah unties her bandana and tosses it to me.
You both look disgusting. Here.
Thanks.
I wipe away as many of my tears as I can before passing it along to Marina, who blows into it like a trumpet. She sniffs, her nose red and tears still leaking out, then hands the drenched cloth back to Mariah, who gives it to Joe. He cringes as he dangles it from his fingers.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thanks to you three. I mean it. Especially you, Mariah.
For a moment, Mariah lowers her guard and almost smirks, then remembers it's just not her style.
Whatever. That doesn't make us cool or anything. I still despise you.
It's true.
Yeah, she hates her guts.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Marina giggles and I bring her in closer. Then suddenly I remember something.
Oh!
I bend over and dig through Marina's suitcase, bringing out a single gold nugget and passing it to Mariah.
Figured yours was getting lonely.
Mariah stares at her hand, the other two gathering around her.
How about that? You ended up getting the treasure after all, Mariah.
It seems bigger than the one we have.
Finally defeated, Mariah looks up and sighs.
I guess we can probably pawn it off somewhere.
She walks back to her motorhome, waving along the other two.
Come on, let's go.
Well, see you two ladies down the road.
God, I hope not.
Tess looks back and forth, then scurries over to Marina, and gives a quick hug around her waist before following the other two. Oh, that's really cute.
Hi.
Oh. And with that, they speed off, leaving a trail of property damage behind them as they beep their loud-ass horn into the distance. Marina and I are left alone, the cab long gone. Between small spurts of laughter, we thumb away each other's tears, just happy to be together again.
Hey, let's go pick up the motorhome.
Yeah,
She sniffs one last time.
I'd like that.
Fading light from the sunset wakes me up. After reuniting, the first thing Marina and I did was take a nap. We slept in the same bed, both of us too tired to do anything more than gaze into each other's eyes as we drifted off. Now, hours later, we're still in the same spot. One of Marina's hand clings to my shirt while she's pressed up against my side. Her breath, shallow and steady, is warm against my neck. I feel like I could stay here all day, or for a week, a year, whatever, just enjoying this closeness. Marina sighs in her sleep, shifting a little, but not moving too far away. I watch her, a small smile dancing on my lips. No way we're going to be able to sleep tonight after taking naps like this. We can probably head out and get to the festival site a bit early. Beat the lines to get in and maybe end up closer to the stage. I'll see how she feels when she gets up. Gently, I extract myself from her grip and climb out of bed. To kill some time, I wander to the back to take stock of our supplies. We're running low on bottled water and could use some more snacks, the healthy kind, not the Marina-selected tooth-rotting kind. Also, we need to stop by a laundromat sometime too. Hell, we should probably go to a clothing store and pick up a few more changes of clothes for Marina, since we're going to be sticking together and all. That thought makes me smile. So happy that I couldn't stop even if I wanted to. I don't have to be lonely anymore. I can make these plans for two. When I walk back to the bed, still being careful not to disturb Marina, I notice something weird. It's gotten brighter outside. No way. It dawns on me, quite literally. We didn't just sleep through the day. We slept all the way through the night and into the next morning.
Marina!
I shout her name as I lunge across the bed to shake her shoulder. Despite my frenzy, she opens her eyes lazily.
Amber? What's wrong?
We slept way too late. We've got to get going fast. The festival's starting in just a few hours.
Marina pats my head like I'm a naive kid.
Amber, it's okay. It's not until tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. We slept all night.
Now her eyes get a bit bigger, and right on time the sunlight falls across her face.
Huh?
Yeah.
God, this is so disorienting. This has happened once or twice to me. Usually when I'm like sick or something, or like just had like a really long day of like physical activity, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap, and then I wake up the next day in time for dinner, and I'm like, why didn't we have lunch today? And my family's like, it's dinner of the next day. You slept a lot. It's only happened like once or twice, but it's so disorienting. I move back, letting her sit up.
We've got to go, or we'll be standing in line all day.
She smooshes her fists into her eyes and rolls out of bed.
I'm up. Can you make some coffee, please?
No prob.
Gonna get ready.
I nod. Marina zombie shuffles off to the bathroom to brush her teeth and fix her hair. I set about preparing. Soon the warm smell of brewing coffee fills the air, as does the sound of running water. Both Marina and the coffee finish around the same time. Marina skips over to me, to where I am, and leans into my shoulder, while I wrap an arm around her.
Sorry, I shouldn't hold us up, huh?
Nah, this is okay.
Just for a moment. Then I pull away and grab a pair of mugs, passing one to Marina. I fill mine up with steaming black coffee, then hand her the creamer and sugar. But Marina shakes her head.
I'll try it how you drink it.
Eyebrows raised, I pour her a cup.
You sure? It's a super acquired taste.
Marina takes a sip and scrunches up her face in disgust.
It's good.
Uh-huh.
No, really?
She chokes on her next sip.
You don't have to drink it black just because I do, you know?
You said it's an acquired taste, though, right? So I want to acquire that taste.
Right.
By the time I finish my first cup, she's only had a quarter of hers. She gets halfway through before she gives up and dumps in some sugar.
I'll acquire it later.
Of course.
While she preps her coffee, I go over to the cabinet where we stash the gold. Aside from those, there's one other small, brightly decorated box. I take it out and set it on the counter. Marina instantly hops over.
Ooh, what's that?
Inside are 2 wristbands made of soft fabric. There are entrance passes to the festival. I pass one to Marina. Hers. Gramps. The tenderness with which she takes it reminds me of when she first held the gold. Like if it fell, it would break.
Make sure you don't lose it, or you'll have to wait in the RV while I go watch.
You wouldn't.
I think about it for a second. Then I answer truthfully.
Okay, you're right. But still.
There's a little tag that hangs off the wristband, and Marina pulls to tighten it. Then she leans over and kisses my cheek.
I won't.
I slide mine on and tighten it as well, putting the box back in its safe spot. There's a lump in my throat over how it was always supposed to be me and Gramps who went. Marina touches my hand and she smiles. I smile back. This is just as good, though. I swallow my sadness before it can take over and lead the way up to the front of the RV.
You ready?
Hell yeah!
Let's get this show on the road then.
The motorhome grumbles as I turn the key, but the engine catches. I wait a second to see if it's going to die, but it doesn't, though the whole thing shakes a little more than I'm used to. Slowly, I navigate out of the parking lot and back onto the main streets. It may be early, but there are lots of people out and about. Traffic is thick, with a lot of the people probably going to the festival.
See, this is why I wanted to leave early. It's normally only a half-hour drive, but this is crazy.
Think we're all going to the same place?
Maybe. At least a few.
I'm a little confused. I thought Amber has never been to California, so I'm just gonna say she asked someone for directions. They said it's normally a half hour, because she seemed very confident, like it's normally a half hour, but I've never been there before. So let's just say someone told her that, and there's lots of traffic. Marina laughs.
What?
I just think it's kind of funny that this has happened the whole time, with the treasure and stuff. Everywhere we go, it's like traffic jam after traffic jam.
Yeah, you're right. Should be better after this, though.
Yeah, it will be.
We creep along until we reach a totaled car. Doesn't look like anyone was hurt, but it's the reason traffic is so slow. Once we get past, I can finally openly accelerate. The new and improved engine pulls its weight. Everything is much smoother and quieter. Soon, the city of Indio comes into view. Super close to the California and Arizona border, the festival is held just a few miles east of town. As we get closer and closer, our anticipation builds. It's easy to read Marina, since she's bouncing and fidgeting in her seat. I'm more composed, but I feel it too. We glance at each other at the same exact time and grin. We've been doing that a lot lately. At last, the huge line of trees that borders the festival grounds stands just ahead. I take the exit and join yet another long line of cars heading for the parking areas and campground. Guests carrying coolers, chairs, and camping supplies crowd the edges of the unpaved roads, making us slow down. Finally, we find a spot, and I kill the engine. Marina looks at me, waiting for me to say something. But I'm all out of cheesy speeches, so I just grab her hand, and we both stand up.
Let's go.
The air seems to crackle with electric anticipation. It's on people's faces, and in the way that they move, the energy like a wave that flows over them. We all share a feeling of excitement and of unity. Every single person here has been waiting for months for this day to arrive. And it's finally here. High tents and portable stages dominate the space around us. Between those and the trees, and most of all the noise, you'd never guess that there's a city and highway just a couple miles away. Drum beats and muted chords float by as musicians do a few last-minute sound checks. They're barely audible over the sound of thousands of chattering voices. Folks of all different shapes, sizes, and colors mill around us. It's like social boundaries have been eroded. I think that's a sentiment Gramps would like. Idly, I use my thumb to trace a heart into Marina's palm. She squeezes back, probably unaware of what the shape was, but understanding all the same.
So, where do we go now?
Now we go stand in line while they check wristbands and let people onto the grounds. It's gonna be a while.
One more traffic jam, huh?
That's right. One more.
Even if I hadn't been mapping the grounds in my head, it'd be impossible to get lost. Bored-looking staff are positioned every few yards, holding signs with arrows and directions. Like molasses, the throng of people that we've joined oozes down the trail. We all hold each other back, the sheer numbers making for slow going. Nearly 100,000 people attend each year.
What time does the show start?
First bands are at like 11, but the ones we want to see are later in the evening.
What time is it now?
I use my free hand to shield my eyes as I stare up at the sky.
Maybe 10:30?
You didn't seriously just use the sun to tell time, did you?
What, you can't?
Not all of us were born in the wilderness, Amber.
Hey, neither was I. Just raised in it. Besides, I checked the time before we got out.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I'll have to show you how to use a sundial sometime, though. It's pretty handy if you're ever lost in the woods somewhere.
Right, because knowing the time would definitely be what I'm thinking about then.
You should be. You'll want to know how long before it gets dark and cold so you can find shelter.
I'll just ask you to do that.
What if I'm not with you?
Why wouldn't you be?
I kiss her right then and there. After the past few days, I was a little worried that things would be awkward. Silences and trailing off sentences. But no, it's like we never fought, never argued, like I never blew up at her. That might be my favorite thing about Marina. There's a growing list of those. She really thinks I can do no wrong. I don't know what I did to deserve her, or even if I do, but I'm pretty dang happy with how it all turned out. The line speeds up once we actually hit the festival entrance and are rushed through the gate. A pair of attendants pat us down. Since we're not carrying any drugs or weapons, we're waved on through. Passing underneath a broad opening display, we've officially arrived. Marina spins towards me, bouncing on her heels.
We made it!
Hell yeah, we did!
It's been a long journey. I think of everything we've done and all the places we've been, the people we've met, and how all of those led us to this. I smile as I reach for her hand yet again, meeting it halfway since she went for mine too.
Food?
Food.
I haven't had a good meal in over a day now that I think about it. And once I do, I can't stop thinking about it. I lead the way to the food court, which is just a bunch of trucks and tents arranged in an aisle. Everything for sale is greasy but delicious. It's the kind of food that'll stop your heart but heal your soul. We pause at the closest truck to us to read the menu.
Amber?
Wait, there's no voice on that one. Marina?
Is that like a typo or something? It says they have deep fried candy bars.
Nah, those are really popular at fairs and festivals.
She gives me that I know you're making this up look that she's perfected.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm actually dead serious. Candy bars, pickles, snack cakes, you can get almost anything deep fried at places like this.
Ever had one?
No way. That's too much, even for me.
The thought alone makes me kind of queasy. So much grease.
Order up.
To highlight my point, the guy running the fryer pulls out a crispy-looking blob. It's impossible to tell what it is because of the batter. After wiping off some of the oil, which doesn't seem to change much, he wraps it in wax paper and hands it to the person waiting by the window. He bites into it with a look of pleasure, though I still can't tell what he's eating.
Want something?
Vaguely green, Marina shakes her head.
Pass.
Not much farther down the line, we find a regular pizza stand and order a couple of slices. We stand a little out of the way while we eat, trying to keep the toppings from all sliding onto our rapidly deteriorating plates. When we're done, I drag a napkin across my face. It comes away orange with grease.
Missed a spot.
She leans over and wipes dry a spot above my upper lip, then kisses it.
Wait. Show me where again.
This time she doesn't dab before leaning in to kiss me. I can taste the pizza on her breath. Or maybe it's mine. When we part again, we're both smiling.
You should check the sun. What time is it?
I make a big show of looking up at the sky, then back down and pretending to think hard.
I'd say it's time for us to get a watch.
That is literally a joke that my dad makes. His dad probably said it, and it was probably old then. No, just no.
Ouch, tough crowd. I'm hurt. Really, though, it's probably a little bit past noon. We've still got a long time.
Wanna go check out some of the other bands?
Yeah, sure.
I pull out the schedule that we got by the entrance and pass it to her.
I don't really know any of these groups. Let me know if there's someone you want to see.
Marina skims over the list of names before she squeals.
Oh my god, yes! Them! I wanna see them!
She points out someone who's about to set up on the main stage.
All right, that should be this way.
Literally bouncing with excitement, I lead her through the crowds.
What kind of music are they?
I have to shout now because the music is much louder over here. Marina presses close to me to respond.
They're rappers. 2 of them. Their new album got super popular. And they're even doing this version of it where all of the instruments are cats.
I would be so curious to actually hear that.
Right.
I'm not really into rap, but whatever. It's not like we've got anywhere else to be yet. And I'm pretty sure Marina still isn't super into weird old people jam bands. We get to the stage right as a set ends. Because there are a lot of people leaving, it's a bit like swimming upstream, but we managed to make it close to the stage.
How are you liking it so far?
Which part?
All of it.
It's kinda crazy, but it's fun. I like seeing all the different people.
Yeah, you get all types.
Bass booms from a speaker close to us. Bass booms from a speaker close to us. It's just playing a pre-recorded medley, but Marina sings along to a few of the songs. A little while later, the 2 rappers come out on stage and everyone cheers. I turn around, surprised at how big the crowd's gotten again. I misread that. When I look back at Marina, she's not paying any attention to me, just grinning up at the stage. 40 minutes later, the pair leaves the stage to thunderous applause and cheers. Even I clapped for them. They were pretty good.
How'd you like it?
They were so good. So good. Whoa. If I'd known they were playing today, I'd have been even more excited for this. They're one of my favorite bands in the world.
Did you just not look at the lineup or something?
I guess not. I kinda thought all of the bands would be like what you listen to.
I burst out laughing.
I don't think they could sell out a festival like that. Not to this many people, at least. But it's fine. I like getting to hear new stuff, too.
That's how we spend the next few hours, going from stage to stage to watch bands I've never heard of. Sometimes they're groups Marina likes, and sometimes they just have a weird name. Around the time the sun starts to go down, we head back to the east stage, where we'll see our last show of the day. Marina's in the lead this time. We've gone between the stages so many times that we have a good feel for how to get around. We find a spot on a little grassy slope and sit down.
Are you sure? Won't it be hard to see?
Nah, we've got a good view from here. And it seems like it'll be a small crowd.
Of course, small still means thousands of people here. It's just small compared to some of the other acts. Marina bumps my shoulder.
Excited?
Bit of an understatement.
Up on stage, there are banners and a giant cloth backdrop that hang from a bar. They're decorated with the familiar black logo that I could draw in my sleep. The breeze causes it to shake and sway, like it's as excited as I am. We're pretty severe outliers when it comes to the average age in this crowd, The rows of people in front of us are represented by a smattering of bald spots and bandanas. I'm about to make a joke of it to Marina when the band comes on stage and any words are lost in the deafening roar of applause. Beside me, Marina's voice joins the thousands whooping and yelling. Usually, I'm way too self-conscious for this sort of thing, but what the hell, I cheer too. With just a wave and not a word of introduction, they launch into the first song. It was the opening track on their second album, back from before I was born. They've been playing this one longer than I've been alive. It's a great song, though. They're all great songs. The whole set is magical. They go from one song to another without stopping in between. If you didn't know the music, you'd probably think it was all just one super long track. Even though it spans a few decades worth of albums, everything flows seamlessly, like it was meant to be heard this way. At some point, I close my eyes, though I don't notice myself doing it. I'm lost, but in a good way, with Marina beside me, gently swaying. There's not a single sad thought in my head. For 40 minutes, everything in the world seems right. I marvel at the odds that my life could turn around entirely in such a short amount of time. Countless cups of coffee and gas station snack packs, 3 boxes of gold, 5 states, 3 weeks of dusty desert roads. That's what it took to get us here. All that and one faulty fuel gauge. Gauge. I want to say gauge, I feel like gauge is probably the right way to say it. I open my eyes and look at Marina. To my surprise, she's looking right back at me. She scoots a little bit closer and leans against me, her head on my shoulder. I put my head on hers, and together we rock in time to the music. Then it stops. Everyone cheers again. And the front man holds up a finger. It's the first break there's been in the whole set.
One more song.
Then he plays those guitar strums I had come to know so well. The ones that I was both dreading and looking forward to the most. It's the most familiar intro in the world to me. And of course, it's their swan song. Gramps and my favorite. I can feel Marina's worried gaze, wondering like always if I'm about to break down and cry. But this time I meet her look, and I smile as I press my lips against hers. I'm with the girl I love, seeing my favorite band live as they perform my favorite song. What's not to smile about? Somewhere, I hope that Gramps is smiling too. If there's an afterlife, I hope they get free tickets to the festival. A single bittersweet tear leaks out of my eye, rolling down my face and onto our lips. I picture Gramps here beside— oh my god, why does it have to be so emotional? I picture Gramps here beside me. Not replacing Marina, but with us. I know he would have liked her. Why does it have to be so sentimental? As the song comes to an end, I mouth just one word. Goodbye. And then it's over. I feel something change, not a physical motion, but an emotional one. Something new, something deep inside me feels right. The band bows. People are screaming their affection. It's over. We saw them, they performed, it's over. Beside me, Marina shifts to look at me with a coy look on her face.
Amber,
Yeah?
I think I know what I want to do with the treasure now.
We both lean in, for once knowing exactly what the other was thinking.
I think I do too. So where to next?
Sprinklers, sparklers, holy water,
Oh, I did not think I was gonna reach the end in the stream.
From the mountain beast that haunts Sierra.
It was cute. It was such a sentimental ending. That's so
trees,
cute.
dead leaves, sticks and stones, and God, please show me how to fight.
You know, the
with
nice
might
thing
and
about
tell me
using
when to
avatars, you
run.
can't see the narrator cry. God, I really liked how thoughtful the script was.
Strangers, dangers, lightsaber wielding rangers. Smile
Okay, I
when
will—
I step in
I don't know, I
line.
feel like I shouldn't
mind when
interrupt the song. I
I'm
wanted to add
gone.
something.
Run down mountain
Oh, I thought
sound
this
where
was
folks
a tiny
know
bit
I'm
of
not
it.
from around. Help me keep my sanity when I've been on my own. My cry unto the Holy Land, oh, keep me dry and take my hand, for I don't die before I wake. The earth's my heaven, the great escape. Concrete Main Street, city folk and novelty. Make sure that I don't stay too long and keep it in my head. Few seen, far few between, backcountry land and mystery. Make sure I always stay too long and keep it in the heart. My cry unto the Holy Land, oh, keep me dry and take my hand. Hope I don't die before I wake. The earth's my heaven, the great escape.
It's a good thing we were able to get tickets from that scalper. I was almost worried.
That yellow and gold sunflower dress, those color sunsets, loneliness. Don't hit me where it hurts too hard. She's waiting there back home. Sunshine.
All that glitters is not gold,
And good times.
except the gold. The gold always glitters.
I'm doing amen.
You know, I've been hearing talk about a government caravan that disappeared somewhere in Texas. Was apparently transporting a ton of cash. It's the weirdest thing, though. No one can seem to find it.
What? And you're only telling me this now? You really are a slacker, aren't you? Come on, bozos. We've got some serious work to do. Every second counts.
Sunshine, alpine, family, friends, and good times.
Thought I needed to narrate. I didn't have to narrate anything there.
I'm doing amen.
Cool. All right, so I did want to comment. There is like a spin-off of sorts that Studio Elan, I hope I'm pronouncing your names right, that Studio Elan made. There's like a spin-off that takes place after this game. I think next visual novel stream I'm going to do more Mizuchi because I'm also close to the end of that. But I do want to do the spin-off for Highway Blossoms. It's called Highway Blossoms Next Exit, I believe is the title. It's much shorter than this one, but it looks really cute. It basically just takes place afterwards. It follows Amber and Marina just traveling, being lovey-dovey, I'm guessing. So I will do that. But while we're here, let's go to Marina's thoughts. Although there are still some question mark ones. Also, if you hear buzzing, again, that's the tree cutters outside. I'm very curious. Oh my god, the tree cutters are like right outside my window. Okay, so I'm very, oh my god, they're getting louder. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm gonna cover my mic as I speak into it. I'm wondering if these question marks are from the spin-off, if like the game, once I download the spin-off, if it like uploads more artwork and stuff into this. So it actually looks like there might not be anything more to read this time around. When I do the spin-off read, there'll probably be more. But let us enjoy the gallery while we are here. I thought I could click to move on, but maybe I actually need the interface to go to the next ones. How do I go next? I want to see more. I don't know why it's not going to the next one. Whatever, we'll just click back and forth. I think since we finished the game, it's very cute to see the artwork. That's one reason I don't use backgrounds. Like some of my first couple of streams I had a background, but I felt kind of bad that it was covering or shrinking rather, the artwork. Like I can have like a border or background and then kind of shrink the game into it. But I just feel really bad covering or shrinking the artwork because I really admire the artwork in visual novels. Like there's a lot of time and dedication that goes into the artwork that's used. And like the team has to pay the artists. The artist, I presume, take a lot of time making these. I have a couple friends that do visual arts, and like sometimes they'll stream what they're doing as they kind of just hang out and chat. And like they definitely work faster than I ever could. I'm still very rusty when it comes to digital art. But still, like even like professional digital artists, it takes a long time to compose a piece, especially depending how much detail you add to it. So I think it's nice just to admire, even just for a few seconds, the artwork of the game. We got this one. We got our Las Vegas one. Man, I wish clicking it would make it go to the next one, but clicking wasn't doing anything. I really like this piece. This is the one that I had for the thumbnail for the stream. It's just, it was so easy to give them little thought bubbles. And like, as much as they're like such great foils of each other, like using nerdy literature terms, they're such good foils, Mariah and Amber. But I feel like as much as there's this like love-hate relationship between them, like, I don't know, I feel like they kind of, in their interactions, kind of needed each other. Like Mariah helps out. I feel like, I don't remember seeing this one actually. I guess this is a bonus one. I feel like Amber kind of, I don't know, makes Mariah remember she's not the center of the world. She doesn't always get what she wants. I don't know, I feel like those two are very good for each other in a way. This wasn't in the game either. I really like this composition. Wow, the interface. It's a really nice piece. Yeah, some of these weren't in the game. I wonder if they considered using them and just didn't, or if these are just bonuses for when you complete the game. You can reminisce on the scenes or what the characters do behind the scenes. I believe that's our candy shop worker. I guess she's making candy behind the scenes. Oh, these are all new ones. That one's cute too. Okay, Tess. Oh, I thought this was like, these are like monster nightmare things. I just realized, I wonder if these are just kids bullying her, which is really sad to think. She's such a sweet kid. But given it looks like the trio travels around so much, I wonder if that would sadly make her a target with other kids. Oh, I really like Tess. She's such like a silly but cute character. I wonder if this is implying there are rides at the festival. I think. Oh, come on. It looks like there are variations of it. I don't know how to see the variants. Oh my god, why can't I see the variants? Well, for anyone sticking around for the art, I hope, like me, you're an art fan, and I'm sorry to say I don't know how to show the variants. Let me try, okay, let me use my mouse. Maybe my mouse will work. Nope. The mouse doesn't work either. Why? 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 Ay, ay, ay. Huh. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know why it doesn't show the variants. Oh, so cute. I love Joe too. Joe's just such a good character. Oh, they're They're so cute. Alright, who's this? I don't know if that's Amber with long hair, if that's like young Amber. Or maybe Amber's mom. Kinda looks like Amber or someone related to her. Oh, it's Tess. I love Tess. She's such like a weird but cute character. I really like her. Like she's like, I don't know, she almost doesn't even seem real in a way. She's like more level-headed than some of the older characters. She's like this, I don't know, almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I feel like magical is not quite the right word, but like, I don't know, there's something about her that almost doesn't seem real, but like in a way that just makes her very refreshing in the game. Cute. I really like the art gallery. And for those sticking around for the art, let's check out the guest art. Okay, I wonder if unplugging my mouse... I don't know if unplugging the mouse will make these... Nope. Why does the next button not work? Okay, whatever. We'll just go back and forth like this. That one's cute. I like how unique all the styles are for the guest art. That is a monstrous fish that they just casually picked out of the ocean. I kind of like the thought of them and the trio going to the beach together. I'd like to think that they continue crossing paths and hanging out. Oh, that looks like San Francisco. I think that's the Golden Gate Bridge. I'll let us see this one. There's, oh, butterflies, I see. Cute. So many very distinct styles of the guest artwork. That is impressive, using desert flowers to make a little flower crown. We got just a few more. A little canyon hike. Let's see, how many are on this page? And every single one is so distinct from each other. It's really impressive. There was this thing, I've heard people comment, like, I think they called it Tumblr syndrome, where a lot of artists, maybe by nature of like, I don't know, following other artists on Tumblr, were like adapting the same style of art, and people were like, oh no, they have Tumblr syndrome, because so many artists just had like such a similar, if not almost identical art style. So it's so refreshing here to see like there's so much variety in all the guest art that they have. Like this style is like so distinct. Like I don't think I've ever seen two images in this list that look like another artist's style. It's really cool. And we got one more. This one is very distinct. I don't even see quite how it's related to the game, but that looks like the Seattle Tower. Like, I don't think they went to Seattle at all. Maybe one of the artists is from Seattle, or one of the creators. Interesting. That one is very distinct. Cool. All right, we've gone through the galleries. Again, I want to do the spin-off, which I assume will fill these in. I'm quite surprised we have so many not filled in. I assume that's for the spin-off, which I'll post on Twitter whenever I do that. I'll flash a banner. Again, I made a banner and then decided I don't like shrinking things because then you can't experience the full awesomeness of the artwork. You can follow me on Twitter. I'll tweet about whenever I do the next Highway Blossoms spin-off story. And I quite enjoyed Highway Blossoms. I hope you guys did